The economic effects of Korea's political paralysis have been extensive, to say the least. And nowhere has this been more pronounced than in domestic spending patterns as consumers maintain a tight grip on purse strings. Our Moon Hye-ryeon files this report.
South Korea's ongoing presidential impeachment trial is weighing heavily on the economy. Both the Bank of Korea and the state-run Korea Development Institute have revised their economic growth forecasts downward, citing weak domestic demand fueled by political uncertainty. Consumer sentiment, as measured by the central bank, saw its steepest drop since the COVID-19 pandemic in December, following the martial law declaration and subsequent trials. Months down the line, it has yet to recover. Despite the national Seollal holiday in January, which typically boosts spending, consumer spending declined. Rising costs of raw materials and ingredients have only exacerbated the situation, hitting small business owners, particularly restaurants, the hardest.
If political instability drags on, it's hard to predict an economic recovery in the future. So when consumers feel uncertain, they tend to cut back on spending. One of the first things they cut out is dining out.
This small restaurant, usually packed at lunchtime, now sits idle. The owner says sales have plunged since December.
Since December, most reservations have been cancelled. At first, sales dropped to about a third of previous levels, but recently they've plunged to nearly half or even two-thirds.
And this is just one of many. According to Statistics Korea, the number of small business owners in the country fell for the first time in January since 2021. Economists warn that continued political instability can push back important economic decisions being made, not just regarding domestic demand, but also in response to the new Trump administration's protectionist policies, which could further strain South Korea's economy.
We need to take a more proactive approach. If there are U.S. goods or services we plan to purchase, we should buy them in advance. And companies with investment plans should consider moving them up. This could help mitigate the effects of the Trump administration's trade policies. Right now, our economy is facing even greater challenges than in the past, partly due to a lack of strong fiscal policy.
As domestic and international uncertainties converge, the future of South Korea's economic outlook remains fragile. Moon Hye-ryeon, Arirang News.